Hey guys, in today's video, I want to go over a topic that is kind of a sore subject for a lot of people when playing PUBG. Now, there's nothing scripted for this video, there's nothing that I've written down that I'm going to read off of, there's nothing that I'm pulling from, I'm just going to speak to you. Obviously, I'm going to cut it up and edit it and just make it as streamlined as possible because I'm sure I'm going to ramble on and it's going to sound like I'm ranting in certain parts, so I might have to cut some things out here and there. But really, I just want to talk to you about this subject and just kind of get my opinion out there, so maybe that I don't have to field these questions in just about every video that I make. And I've just gotten to the point where I don't even reply to these people anymore because it gets old just saying the same things over and over. Yes, I play third-person perspective most of the time when I'm playing PUBG. One friend of mine likes first-person perspective better, the other friend likes third-person perspective. So when we play together, we always play third-person perspective. Is there anything wrong with that? Does that make us noobs? Does that make us a bunch of sissies or whatever else you guys want to say? No. There are different modes in PUBG. You can choose which one you want to play. And everyone in that lobby, everyone that you're playing against, has the exact advantage or disadvantage that you have. No matter if I just post a gameplay video, no matter if I'm posting a patch update, just because most of my gameplay is in third-person perspective, I always get people in the comments saying, "Oh, I can't stand TPP." And they say way worse things, but I'm gonna stick to sissies. You bunch of sissies ruining the game. Man up and play first-person perspective. Third person's so terrible, you can just peek around corners, you can sit behind a rock and see everything in front of you. But that's the mode that we're playing. Everyone in that lobby, all 100 players, are playing third-person perspective. Unless you tap the right bumper button, you are playing third-person perspective. You can see around the corners just as good as I can. You may hate that type of gameplay. Good, go play first-person perspective. Can't play first-person perspective in your region? Can't play first-person perspective at the time that you normally play? Sorry, you're out of luck. Find a different game. Why sit there online and complain about it to people that honestly just enjoy playing PUBG no matter what mode it's in? No matter how many times I tell people, I don't care which mode I play. I play first person, I play third person. Just depends on what my friends want to play. I like both modes pretty much equally. But since I mostly play third person perspective, does that mean that I can't play first person? And when I go in first person, I get destroyed like by everybody in the match because I'm so bad at the game? No. I looked at my stats the other day and they're basically identical. I looked at duos in third person and duos in first person because that's really the only ones that I have games played in both of them. And they're basically the same. Like the kills, the damage, the percentage of wins, they're pretty much the same across the board. Do I play differently in third person than I do first? Well, yeah, obviously, because third person you have different tools at your disposal. You can see around corners, like you said. You can sit behind a rock and see if people are pushing you. You don't have to, always expose yourself to see around corners. In first person, you have to do that, which is fine, because that's just the game that you're playing. But I just get so sick and tired of reading these things in the comments and people just going off on anyone that wants to play a mode in a game that they don't like. So basically the question that I want to address, does playing third person perspective mean that you're a noob? No. And let's explain why. So I pulled it up on my phone here. Let's read from the Webster Dictionary on the definition of a noob. A person who has recently started a particular activity. So are there noobs in third person perspective mode? Yeah. There are, because the default mode for PUBG, when you launch it up, first time you pull it up, it's going to be in third person perspective. You push start or play, and you're going into the match in third person. So your very first game, you're a noob, you have no experience in the game, so obviously you're going to be bad at the game when you start. So yeah, there are some noobs in third person perspective mode, but there are also some players that have played hundreds and hundreds of hours as well. Now let's go to Urban Dictionary. We all know that's the real dictionary site on the internet anyway. A noob is a person who really sucks at a game but refuses to learn, listen to people who are skilled. Many of them may have been playing the game for a while but still suck at it. They usually have no hope. Now, I'd argue that there can be noobs in third-person perspective and first-person perspective. Just because you play one mode or the other doesn't mean that you're good at the game, although some people like to think that way. There's so many elitists that play first-person perspective, and just elitists in general on the internet. You see them all the time. Well, if somebody doesn't like the thing that I like, they're obviously bad, or they're obviously wrong. And that's such a stupid way to think. I'm sorry, but that's such a backward way to think. You can have different opinions from people, and that's okay. You can like different games from people, and that's okay. You can even like different things about the same game that you both like, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to like the exact same thing as everybody else. You don't have to be an all-inclusive group that likes everything the same. This is why games like PUBG give you options. Not only do they give us first person or third person, they give us solo, duos, squads, and then 4 different maps to play across. So if you like one thing in particular, you can just go for it. It might take you longer to find that match. It might take you a while to fill up the lobby to play that, but you can pick and choose what you want to do to a certain extent. There are just as many bad players in first person perspective as there are in third person perspective. You just might not come across every single one of them in any given match. I've been watching Wacky Jackie more recently, and he's always been a first-person perspective player on PC. And I'd say you'd be hard-pressed to find a very popular streamer that actually plays in third person for PUBG on PC. And that's because the most competitive players seem to be playing in first person. The best players, Shroud, Choco Taco, Dr. Disrespect, Wacky Jackie, Break, all these streamers, they play in first person mode. It might be because they're used to it, they're used to playing other first person games. It might be because they feel like they like that gameplay better. It's more competitive for them. It's just a better game for them to play. But if you've been paying attention to Wacky Jackie lately, he's been playing third person perspective games, and he's been getting a lot of shit from it in the comment sections and on Twitter, and from other streamers joking and jabbing at him as well. But why is it so bad that he is actually enjoying himself playing third person perspective mode? He can get into the matches that he wants because the queue times are shorter. He can actually play Miramar on PC, which is really hard to do if you're playing first person perspective. Is it so bad to just play a game to have fun? Do you always have to have your nose to the grindstone to be the best player you can be? Yeah, everybody wants to be good at a game. Everybody wants to improve and get better so that the game's more fun, because when you have success in a game, the game is obviously more fun and just generally more enjoyable. But that doesn't mean that you have to be elite. You don't have to always take it so seriously that you can't just chill and play third person perspective every once in a while just for some fun. If you're that hardcore of a gamer that you play only first person perspective and anything else is just trash and it's the worst thing, you can't even stand watching it and it just makes you sick to your stomach, like, just chill out, man. Relax. It's a video game. There are different modes in the game. If you don't want to play third person perspective, if you don't want to watch third person perspective, this is all choice. It's all your choice. You don't have to do anything. No one's forcing you to do anything. I'm just so tired of having to field these questions in the comments and just have comment threads of videos and Twitter and just anything, just people going off on each other for no reason. Like, why do we do this as a gaming community? We're all PUBG players. We all help and hurt the game equally. It doesn't matter if we can see our character or we cannot see our character. That's really the only difference, okay? The camera angle is what's separating us right now, and why can't we just work together to make the game better? We don't have to argue back and forth on which mode is better or which mode is filled with a bunch of noobs and which mode has a bunch of keyboard and mouse tryhards on console. Like, I don't care. Just stop. Just play the game, have fun, and stop worrying about what other people think. You look at a lot of the good Xbox players and a lot of the YouTubers and everything. Average Sniper, he's a good player. He gets a lot of kills, plays third person. Blitz5 streams PUBG every day on Xbox. Third person perspective player. Harvey's GG, probably one of the best players that I've seen on console playing that I know is actually playing with a controller. Third person perspective player. And there's countless others. There's countless others out there that are playing PUBG night in, night out, and they're playing third person mode. Not because it's easier than the other mode, not because they think that they have a distinct advantage over the other mode, just because they probably like that mode of the game, and that's okay. Just play whatever you like. Stop worrying about what other people do. Stop worrying about what other people think, and just play the game and have fun. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can really do. Is we're playing a video game. Video games are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be stressful and controversial, and they're not supposed to make people scream and yell at each other online. So my advice to everybody, and sorry if I've ranted on this whole time and I'm just rambling. I didn't really want to write anything down for this because I wanted it to be an honest depiction of what's going on daily when I upload videos, and I have to see these comments going back and forth of players just yelling at each other. But the moral of the story here is just stop the online bickering. Stop fighting against each other over modes in a video game that we all like. Even if you don't like PUBG and you still play it every day, you want it to be successful. So stop putting down other players for doing something that they're enjoying. Play the game, have fun, chill the F out, or just don't play the game and move on, please, because it'll be better for you. You'll feel better, You won't have so much stress in your life that's unneeded and unnecessary, and we'll all be better because we won't have to listen to your negativity in every video. I had to get some of that off my chest. I just get sick and tired of seeing it all the time and all the videos and comments and stuff on Twitter, and not my Twitter necessarily, but just PUBG Twitter and PUBG Facebook and all this crap, you know, like you always see this stuff. And it's not even PUBG, it's just society in general. Anything that people have different opinions on, they're just going to go at each other's throats. And I wanted to speak my mind and just put it all out there and let you guys know how I feel. And hopefully there's a lot of people out there that feel the exact same way. Even if you play first person perspective or your third person perspective, just chill out. We all play the same game. We all want it to be successful. Let's just work together and stop putting each other down. If you ended up liking the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, dislike it. I don't really care, but I hope you enjoyed. If you did, maybe subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish here. But with all that being said, guys, I'm going to go play PUBG no matter what mode it is. I'll see you later.